Krishna. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Jnananjan Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Suvayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Shlok number 14. This shlok is extremely important as it gives us a solution, a permanent solution to all kinds of problems like scarcity of food grains and drought. So I request everyone to watch the video till the end so that we can be helpful to the entire creation. First we are going to recite the shlok, then word meanings, translation, and we will understand the shlok with the help of the purport of Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णवों की जय। अन्नाद् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यादन्न संभवः यज्ञाद् भवति पर्जन्यो यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः अन्नाद् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्याद् अन्न संभवः यज्ञाद् भवति पर्जन्यो यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः. Word meanings: annad, from grains, bhavanti, grow, bhutani, the material bodies, parjanyad, from rains, ann, food grains, sambhavah, are made possible, yagyat, from the performance of sacrifice, bhavati, becomes possible, parjanyah, rains, yagyah, performance of yajna, karma, prescribed duties, samudbhavah, born of. Translation: Krishna is telling to Arjun that all the living bodies subsist on food grains which are produced from rains, and the rains are produced by performance of yajna sacrifice, and yajna is born of prescribed duties. Now let us understand Srila Prabhupada's purport. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhupada says that Srila Baldev Vidya Bhushan, who is a great commentator on Bhagwat Gita, he writes, Ye indriyadi anga taya vasthitam yajna sarveshwaram vishnum abhyarchya te tatshema ashnanti ten taddeha yatram sampadayanti te santah sarveshwarasya bhaktah sarvakil vishair anadikal विविधैर आत्म अनुभव प्रतिबंध कैर निखिलैः पापैर विमुच्यन्ते. It means that the Supreme Lord, who is known as the Yajna Purush or the personal beneficiary of all sacrifices, is the master of all demigods who serve him as the different limbs or parts of the body serve the whole. Demigods like Indra, Chandra, Varun, etc. are the appointed officers who manage the material affairs, and the Vedas direct sacrifices to satisfy these demigods so that they may be pleased to supply air, light, water sufficiently to produce food grains. Srila Prabhupada says that all these demigods are the appointed managers by Krishna to look after the various departments like Indra for giving rains, Sun God for giving sunlight and heat, Moon for filling the fruits and vegetables with tasty and necessary minerals and vitamins, and Varun Devta, the wind god, for giving air. And these demigods are different limbs of the Supreme Krishna. These demigods give us all the necessary things of life, and when they are pleased by the yajna sacrifices done by the people, then in shlok number 11, it is clearly said, Devan bhavyaten te deva bhavayantu vah parasparam bhavayantah shreyah param avapsyatha. In this shlok, Krishna says that when the demigods are pleased by the yajna sacrifices done by the people, then in return they please people by giving adequate amount of rainfall to grow crops nicely. And in Vedas, different types of yajna sacrifices is mentioned to please the various demigods. When Lord Krishna is worshipped, the demigods who are different limbs of the Lord are also automatically worshipped. Therefore, there is no need to worship the demigods. Srila Prabhupada says that the devotees of Krishna who are well aware that all the demigods are the part and parcel of Supreme Krishna, they first offer food to Krishna and then they eat the prasad. And by this process, not only they nourish the body spiritually, but also makes them physically strong to withstand all kinds of material contaminations. And such people are called Krishna devotees who never accept anything before offering it to Krishna. In the previous shloks, it has been explained in great detail that the people who do not offer the food grains to the demigods from whom they have got everything and want to enjoy all the material things and food items are called thief. And further it has been explained in the previous shlok that the people who cook for their own sense gratification and do not offer the food items to Krishna, they eat sin in the form of food because they did not offer to the Supreme Personality, that is Lord Krishna, who has given us everything to sustain ourselves in this material world. And on the contrary, the people who do not have anything without first offering it to Krishna, when they eat prasad, all the past sinful reactions on their body get vanquished and their body becomes completely immunized to all the contaminations of this material nature. This material nature is filled with different kinds of contaminations such as atyahar, it means overeating and meat eating also. Then the second is prajalp, it means indulging in useless talks like talking about TV serials, movies which has neither any authenticity nor does it have any moral values. And then the third one is atyadhik nidra, which means excessive sleep, which does not allow the people to get up early in the morning and do chanting and the other devotional services. And we all know that it is a very fine saying, early to bed, early to rise. But when these contaminations attack people, then they are unable to follow the devotional path. And many other things are there which stops us from making spiritual advancement. Atyahar means overeating and eating non-vegetarian food as well. We human beings should not overeat as it makes the person lazy, and non-vegetarian food is not at all meant for the human beings at all. Human beings are meant to eat various kinds of grains, fruits, vegetables and drink milk. So now we know how to save ourselves from the contamination of this material world. The answer is absolutely clear that when we eat only Krishna Prasad, then we become immune to all the material contaminations and we can make spiritual progress in Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada has given us 4 rules, that is, no intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating, and no illegal relationships, and doing 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra chanting, reading Bhagwat Gita. So Prabhupada very clearly says that the grains are for human beings and the animals eat the refuse or the waste of the food grains, which is known as fodder also. Cow gives us milk, but it never drinks its own milk. It eats only dry grass and gives us milk which is rich in vitamin A and D. Prabhupada says that if we test the dry grass in science lab, we will not find any vitamin A or D in it. So how does the cow milk has these vitamins? The answer to this is this, that it is the arrangement and by the wish of Supreme Krishna that the cow milk has vitamin A and D to give nourishment to the human beings. Similarly, all the other grains, fruits and vegetables are meant for nourishing the human beings. Now coming to the present shlok, that is shlok number 14 of Karma Yoga. Here it clearly defines how the material body comes into existence and how does the grains grow. So the answer is here, Annat Bhavanti Bhutani Parjanyad Anna Sambhava. Annad Bhavanti Bhutani. Prabhupada says that the material body depends on the foodstuffs supplied by the nature, and then Parjanyad Anna Sambhava. It means that these grains are produced by the rains. That is Parjanyad. Parjanyad means regular rainfall from the sky by the arrangement of God. It is not the arrangement of any human beings. It is the supernatural arrangement, and if there is regular, sufficient rainfall, then it can produce all the necessities of our life. Now the question is, how to get the required rainfall? So the answer is here, Yagyat Bhavati Parjanyo. It means that all the rainfall occurs when yajna sacrifice is performed for the god. Prabhupada says that regular and sufficient rainfall will be possible when people are engaged in yajna sacrifice, or else the nature, which is the external energy of Krishna, will control the rainfall. And for the want of rain, all the other mechanical arrangements and tractors will fail in growing grains if there is no rainfall. Since rainfall is not in the control of any human, rather it is controlled by the supernatural powers. So here it is said that the rainfall is made possible by offering yajna, by sacrifices. Yajna karma samudbhava. And yajna is prescribed according to the Vedic rituals. And the yajna prescribed for Kali Yuga is Harinam Sankirtan Yajna, which is given to us by Krishna himself, who appeared as his own devotee, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who distributed the Harinam Sankirtan to everyone freely without taking into any consideration of caste or creed. And his mission was carried forward by our loving Guru, Srila Prabhupada, who distributed Harinam Sankirtan to the entire world and is lovingly called Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada for his immense and unimaginable contribution to the entire creation. Now to sum up this shlok, let us quickly revise the entire link, that how the material body develops from the grains, and the grains are produced by the rainfall, and the rainfall is made possible by offering yajna, which is the prescribed duty in our authorized scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwatam, and Vedas. And in this shloka, we have learned how to grow sufficient grains with the help of adequate rains and save the entire society from severe conditions like drought and scarcity of food grains. How I wish that let's all organize Harinam Sankirtan and participate in it more and more to make the entire creation happy and wealthy with sufficient food for everyone. And we have understood the importance of Krishna Prasad as well, which frees everyone from all kinds of sins of the past life and makes the body healthy for spiritual progress, which is the main aim of human life. Now, to conclude the shlok, Srila Prabhupada very nicely he explains that the food grains or vegetables are the eatables for all the human beings, and the human beings eat different kinds of food grains, vegetables, fruits, etc., and the animals eat the refuse of the food grains, vegetables, grass, and plants. Human beings who are accustomed to eating meat and flesh must also depend on the production of vegetation in order to eat the animals. Therefore, ultimately, we have to depend on the production of field and not on the production of big factories. The field production is due to the sufficient rain from the sky, and such rains are controlled by the demigods like Indra, sun, moon, etc. And they are all servants of Lord. The Lord can be satisfied by the sacrifices. Therefore, one who cannot perform them will find himself in scarcity. That is the law of nature. Yajna, specifically the Sankirtan Yajna prescribed for Kali, must there be performed to save us at least from all kinds of scarcity of food supply. I am immensely thankful to Srila Prabhupada to give us the most secretive knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and to give us the right kind of tips so that we can solve the burning issues like scarcity of food and drought in different parts of the entire creation. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnavon ki jai. I would request everyone to write the comments so that I can understand that my lectures are giving benefit to you, and in case you have any problems, you please ask the questions. I will surely try to help you with the help of Srila Prabhupada's blessings. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnavon ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.